Jahu Re Mana. Hare Krishna. So we will start with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtan. Thank you all very much for joining today. We are very, very grateful for all of your association. Hare Krishna. So we'll sing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra for the first 15 minutes. And then after that, we request you to join us for Bhaja Bhure Mana. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama
Thank you all so much once again for participating in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtan. So now we will move on to the bhajan of today evening that we are wanting to sing. This bhajan is called Bhaja Hure Mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. So this bhajan has been written by a Vaishnava saint named as Govinda Das Kaviraj. So this is a bhajan in Bengali language, and you can all pull it up. We are going to send the link soon on the YouTube and the Facebook Live. You can get the link for this bhajan. So please try to follow us with this bhajan. It's a very, very beautiful bhajan. It is talking about how we need to concentrate our mind, focus our mind at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. That how we need to bring our mind in always remembering Krishna. So that is the main outline of this bhajan, and especially considering the pandemic situation that we all are in. So this is a very appropriate bhajan that we will try to sing and offer a prayer to the Lord to kindly save us, protect us from this danger. So when we take shelter of the Lord, we become fearless by taking shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. So we'll start singing this beautiful bhajan called Bhaja Hure Mana Shri Nanda Nandana.
Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare Durlabha Madhava Janama Sasndhya
Bhaja Hure Mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare.
O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which make one fearless, having obtained this rare human birth. Cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. In this verse, Krishna Das is actually praying to the mind, begging the mind, "Oh mind, I've tried to control you in so many different ways, but in the end, you end up controlling me. Today, I'm begging you, please, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, and then we'll become fearless. Here is the formula for becoming fearless in this pandemic situation. Everyone is fearful. What's going to happen to me? What will happen in the future? How can we stop this? And while we must be concerned about these things, we must not let fear enter our hearts. And that's possible only when we take true shelter of the lotus feet of the son of Nanda. When we have true faith that Krishna will definitely protect, all we have to do is just be grateful to him that everyone can leave us in our life, but Krishna will never leave us. And for that, we are very, very grateful to him. No one can take that relationship away. Once we are convinced of that, then we'll become truly fearless. Abhay Charanar Vinda. And that is the purpose of this human form of life. After 4.8 million species of life, 4 million species of life, we get this 8 million species of life, we get this rare human birth to cross over this ocean of worldly existence. Let's yearn for the association of devotees, like-minded devotees, with whom we can share our realizations, share our faith, and increase each other's faith in Krishna consciousness. Go to the next verse.
Both in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain, for a fraction of flickering happiness. I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. So here the author is saying that how we spend so much of our time in serving useless people who are there just to take advantage of us. But Krishna, he is our Suridam. He is the greatest well-wisher that we can ever have. So when we take shelter of Krishna, when we serve that one Supreme Personality of Godhead, then our sleepless nights gets transformed into beautiful sleep, sound sleep with dreams about Krishna. Krishna appears and reciprocates with the love of his devotees. There's no problem with heat or cold, wind or rain, because the devotee, they are always fixed in serving the lotus feet of Krishna, in serving the lotus feet of the spiritual master. When we are fixed, any kind of external situation does not seem to bother us. Srila Prabhupada gave a very beautiful analogy that we can see the silkworm who is very safely located inside the cocoon, inside that shell. We may put the shell, the cocoon, in burning fire or in water, or we may try to hammer it down, but the cocoon will never break. The silkworm is very, very safe and secure in that cocoon. And when the time is right, the cocoon automatically breaks and the silkworm transforms into a beautiful butterfly and flies away. So similarly, when we, in our conditioned life, in our conditioned day-to-day life of material existence, if we can keep ourselves protected by the grace and the protective shield of the mercy of the spiritual master, of devotional service to Guru and Krishna, that is our protective shield. So then any external circumstances will not change for us. And when the time is right, this material coverings will open up and we will transform into that beautiful butterfly, into our original Swarupa as Krishna's eternal servants, and be joined with Krishna eternally in service to Guru and Gauranga. With this mood, we move on to verse 3 of this beautiful bhajan.
What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members. This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. Here it's explaining, in this material world there is no assurance. Everything is fleeting. Our wealth is here today, tomorrow it may not be there. Youth is here, it's fleeting, it'll go away soon. Sons and family members, they will take our association only till this body is alive. What after that? This life is just like a drop of water. The only thing is we have to always serve and worship the divine feet of Hari. Just like Prahlad Maharaj did. He was put through so many tribulations in a very unjust way. He was put in the pits of snakes. He was thrown from the mountains. He did not retaliate. He simply remembered the lotus feet of Lord Hari. And just by remembering that, he didn't even have to pray. He didn't even have to beg for the protection of the Lord. Just that remembrance gave the protection of Krishna. Krishna protected him in every situation. So much so that he came as Lord Nrsingadev. Prahlad Maharaj did not ask or beg for Lord Nrsingadev to come. But the protection is included in our intensity of remembrance. Ambarish Maharaj, when he was put into trouble by Durvasa Muni, he just remembered the lotus feet of the Lord, and that intensity attracted the Sudarshan Chakra. The Lord could not stop his Sudarshan Chakra. That is the potency of intense, loving remembrance of Krishna. If we can always do that, then the protection is already given. There is nothing in this world that can protect us accepts the holy name and divine feet of Lord Hari. So let's invest our time and energy in cultivating that love and devotion within our heart, rather than investing our time and energy in increasing our material progress. Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Bhaja Sevana Dasyane Pujana Sakhijana Atma Nivedana Govinda Dasa Bhaja Mure Mana Shri Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense and so forth, serving him as a friend, and completely offering the Lord one's very self. Each of these 9 processes of devotional service, there is a particular acharya who has perfected their life simply by executing one of these processes. What to speak of someone who is executing 1, 2, 3 or more of these processes? Starting from Shravanam, the person, the Bhajan, who perfected his life simply by Shravanam, is Maharaj Parikshit. With the eagerness with which he was listening to the pastimes of the Lord, with the eagerness, he did not get up for any lunch break, dinner break, restroom break, nothing. He was just so eager to hear. That eagerness is the price for purchasing the Lord's heart. So we should follow the example of Parikshit Maharaj for Shravan. For Kirtanam?
For Kirtanam, the example is set by Srila Shukadev Goswami. Shukadev Goswami, he has perfected his life by doing Kirtana, of constantly reciting the glorious narrations of Sri Krishna and his glorious devotees in the form of the Srimad Bhagavatam non-stop. No water break. He did not even take a break to drink some water, forget to take any prasad. What to speak of taking prasad? What to go for any kind of sleeping break or restroom break? Nothing. Constantly chanting the glories of the Lord and his beautiful devotees. The Srimad Bhagavatam, which is called as the spotless Purana by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that narration was perfected by the recitation of Srila Shukadev Goswami. So we worship Shukadev Goswami as the Acharya for Kirtanam, and we beg for his blessings so that we can also develop some attachment in doing Kirtan or glorifying the Lord by narrating the pastimes and listening to the glories of the Lord. So now we move to Vishnu Smaranam.
Smaranam, the Bhajan who is the Acharya for Smaranam, who perfected his life, is none other than Prahlad Maharaj. He perfected his life by simply remembering the Lord, as we discussed previously. He didn't even have to pray for a particular specific protection. Just remembering gave that protection. That is the intensity with which we must remember in any situation that we are in. Vandanam.
Vandanam was Akrura. Akrura perfected his life by offering beautiful prayers to Krishna. It is said that when Krishna and Balaram were having to be taken from Vrindavan by Akrura, when Akrura was entering Vrindavan, the Srimad Bhagavatam glorifies that the beautiful prayers that Akrura offered just by looking at the lotus footprints of Sri Krishna. As soon as he entered the borders of Sri Vrindavan Dham, Akrura got down from his chariot because he saw the footprints of Sri Krishna. And he offered beautiful, mesmerizing prayers that captivated the heart of Krishna so much that when they were leaving Vrindavan, Akrura was given the most precious of all darshans. Very, very unique darshan Akrura was bestowed because being pleased by the way he did Vandanam, glorifying the Lord with beautiful prayers, that he could see Akrura when he was taking a dip in the Jamuna. He could see Krishna and Balaram inside the waters of the Jamuna. And when he got out, he saw both of them sitting even on the chariot. This is how glorious Akrura's prayers were, the Vandanam of Akrura. So how Akrura glorified the Lord through his beautiful, sincere prayers. Next is Pada Sevanam.
Pada Sevanam, the Mahajan, is Lakshmi Devi, who's always massaging the lotus feet of the Lord, of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. And that is her eternal residence at the lotus feet. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, which is actually doing the Aarti of the Lord, is
Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj perfected his life by offering beautiful arati and worship to the deities. His standard of deity worship is what Narad Muni also established in the Narada Bhakti Sutras, Narada Pancharatras. So Prithu Maharaj is glorified by the way he worshipped the Archa Vigraha form of the Lord, by worshipping the deity form of Krishna. How to worship: with flowers, with incense, with bhoga offerings. In this way we worship the deity who is non-different from Krishna. That is Prithu Maharaj. And now we see who perfected their life in Dasyam.
Dasyam is everyone's favorite, Sri Hanuman Ki Jai. He was the perfect servant of the Lord. He always wants to just serve the master, always cautious. What would the master need? Prabhupada said, first-class servant is one who, just by the master thinking, can identify what is the master needs, and then goes and serves the master in that way. That was the quality of the first-class servant, Hanuman. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam. Sakhyam is the next one.
Sakhyam is personified by Arjuna. Arjuna, he mentions in the Bhagavad Gita itself that Krishna, you have been so merciful upon me that I had the fortune of lying down with you on the same bed. That was the level of friendship that Arjuna and Krishna shared. Shares. They share it till today. This is an eternal relationship. that how Krishna and Arjuna are such beautiful, close friends. What we don't tell our other relations, we tell to our closest of friends. So therefore, when Arjuna was in the greatest of dilemma, when the bugles and the conch shells were blown from both sides, the battle of Kurukshetra was about to start. Arjuna had the dilemma, what should I do? So he could express his doubt, his confusion to his dearmost friend, Krishna. So Arjuna did not have any embarrassment to accept to Krishna that, Krishna, I don't know. You tell me what I should do. That is a friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed. So Krishna spoke beautifully the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And Arjuna then said, yes, karishye vachanam tava. Yes, my dear Krishna, I will do what you have told me to do. So that is a friend. That is Arjuna, such a beautiful friend of Krishna. And the ninth, the final process of devotional service is Atma Nivedana.
And the Bhajan for that is Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj, Vaman Dev, when he took the 2 steps of land, he asked him, now you are a king, you promised me 3 steps of land, but you've given me only 2. That means you must go now to the darkest regions of hell because you did not fulfill your promise to me, to a Brahmana. And Bali Maharaj said, I don't care. I'm willing to go to hell, but I will fulfill my promise. And that promise is the 3rd step, please put on my head. He defied his friends and relatives, even his so-called guru, in one sense. Everything was against him, but he surrendered to the Lord. And in this way, the Lord was pleased by his attitude of gratitude and his attitude of keeping his promise. And therefore, even though he had told him that you deserve to go to hell, his heart melted when Brahma prayed on behalf of him, when his wife prayed on behalf of Bali Maharaj, when Prahlad Maharaj, his grandfather, prayed on behalf of Bali Maharaj. And the Lord, his heart melted, seeing the sincerity and the simplicity of Bali Maharaj. In this way, he offered everything. And even when the Lord took everything away from him, he gave him much more security in his life and a kingdom, and then a promise of becoming an Indra in the next life. When Krishna takes something, he is actually waiting to give us much more if we have the proper attitude, if we are always in a mood of gratefulness to accept it gratefully. So this is the essence of Bhaja Hure Mana that Krishna Das is giving us.
So these 9 processes of bhakti, we saw that all the 9 processes were mastered or perfected by single, personalities. But all of these 9 processes were actually perfected by one personality. And that example is of Ambarish Maharaj. Maharaj Ambarish, he was Sapta Dvipa Mahipate. He was the king of the entire world. But he was the greatest pure devotee of the Lord. He engaged everything, every one of the limbs of his body, every one of his senses. He engaged them in the service of the Lord. That is Ambarish Maharaj. Savai Krishna, Savai Mana Krishnara Padara Vindayor. That how Ambarish Maharaj offered his mind to the lotus feet of Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, we are so fortunate that this entire 9 limbs of devotional service, these 9 processes of devotional service is inculcated by Srila Prabhupada simply in the morning program. If anyone just simply follows the program that has been given by Srila Prabhupada, they can follow in the footsteps of Ambarish Maharaj. That is the glory of our Acharya Srila Prabhupada. So with heartfelt gratitude to Srila Prabhupada and all of our Guru Vargas, we are Now continuing this beautiful bhajan, Bhaja Hure Mana by Govindadas Thakur.
Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Thank you all very much for participating in today's Bhajan Sandhya.
Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.